Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. Hey everyone, it's June 30th. We've reached the end of the month. And what a month it's been, the month on courage and conflict. I certainly have had to dig deep to find courage this month in more ways than one. I hope that you have found your courage to face whatever it is you are facing on your end as well. So with this month ending, tomorrow is July 1st. And that brings us to a new topic here at the Everyday Human, and that is on family. Biological and found, the joy and pain that comes with it, the fun, the fights, the traumas, the joy, mothers, fathers, siblings, and all the rest. There is so much to reflect on and talk about when it comes to family. But we still have one more day of courage and conflict. So let's get to today's episode. This one is titled, Silence is a Paper Shield. This one was inspired by a quote from Audre Lorde and the transformation of silence into language and action. And here is the quote. In becoming forcibly and essentially aware of my mortality and of what I wished and wanted for my life, however short it might be, priorities and omissions became strongly etched in a merciless light, and what I most regretted were my silences. Of what had I ever been afraid? To question or to speak as I believed could have meant pain or death. But we all hurt in so many different ways, all the time, and pain will either change or end. Death, on the other hand, is the final silence. And that might be coming quickly, now, without regard for whether I had ever spoken what needed to be said, or had only betrayed myself into small silences while I planned someday to speak, or waited for someone else's words. And I began to recognize a source of power within myself that comes from the knowledge that while it is most desirable not to be afraid, learning to put fear into a perspective gave me great strength. I was going to die, if not sooner than later, whether or not I had ever spoken myself. My silences had not protected me. Your silence will not protect you. But for every real word spoken, for every attempt I had ever made to speak those truths for which I am still seeking, I had made contact with other women while we examined the words to fit a world in which we all believed, bridging our differences. And it was the concern and caring of all those women which gave me strength and enabled me to scrutinize the essentials of my living. That's the end of that quote, which is such a wonderful and powerful one. There were smaller parts of it that I was thinking of choosing originally, but I kind of just felt the need to quote that entire passage. Okay, and here is my reflection. You've locked your words up in a cage before. You thought it'd be less confrontational. You thought it'd keep you safe. Don't say it. It'll only make things worse. Or, let someone else say it. I can't be the only one thinking it. Or, they'll come for me if I say it. And I sure as hell don't want a target on my back. And while, yes, there is great power in silence, and there is great skill and acuity in knowing when not to speak, here we're talking about the times when you know it in your soul that you should say something, that you must say something, that the words inside are an extension of your heart and are begging to be released because in this moment they are your soul and there is no truer version of yourself. But nevertheless, you deny them. You stay silent, time and again. At first you feel regret for having said nothing, for not speaking up for yourself or for others in the face of injustice or cruelty, or even just unfair treatment. But habits are easy to form, aren't they? Eventually, you beat those impulses to speak up back. You lock your words away deeper and deeper until you can hardly hear them crying out for you anymore. And before you know it, nothing has changed. Or maybe it's only gotten worse. Are you any safer for it? Did your silence protect you from whatever it was you were so afraid of in the first place? Or did it create fertile ground for guilt, regret, and resentment to grow? Do yourself a favor and learn this lesson while you can from those who came before and learned it for us. Death and pain and confrontation are inevitable. They'll come for you no matter what. They're coming for you right now, whether you say what must be said or betray yourself with small silences. You're better off getting the words out. Speak your truth. For others, those you wish to help and protect, and for yourself. Start small if you must. Unlock that cage. Let a few words out at a time. You'll watch the silence wither, and you'll see speaking the words of your heart will help put your fears in perspective. It will teach you more about others, the world, and yourself. It will give you a great strength. And there ends today's reflection. So just to reiterate, this isn't about being a loudmouth or being an asshole and saying whatever pops into your head whenever it pops into your head, or just speaking for the sake of speaking, which is a big problem as well. As I said earlier in the reflection, there is great power in silence, and there's a great skill and acuity in knowing when not to speak. There are times and places to be silent, and there are times and places to speak up. But it takes reflection, it takes concentration, and it takes remaining calm and in control of yourself so that you know when you must speak and when you must remain silent. But how many times have you left a place, have you left a conversation, have you left an argument and just felt chewed up inside, not because of what happened or what the other person said, but because you didn't say what was in your heart? And it can be hard and it can be scary to speak up. It can lead to further confrontation. But if it's in your heart and if it needs to come out, you'll know it. You're better off letting it come out, staying calm and managing the consequences than letting it stay locked up in that cage and festering. So thank you, Audrey Lord, for giving us that one to think about to wrap up the month of June. And here is your final reflection question for the month of June on conflict and courage. Take out your journal or your napkin or look out your reflection window or look at the trees in the sky if you're taking a walk and think about the following. What truth have I been afraid to speak? And what or who am I so afraid of that I would lock the words of my soul away? That's it for June 30th. I'll be back tomorrow, July 1st, with another reflection. Have a good one, and take care.